Greetings to all watching. I'm Dalcia Awali and my colleague Sylvia Ellison is working with me on Task 2 from the unit International Organizations. In this video, I will discuss our findings on our chosen international organization, the International Committee of the Red Cross, or ICRC, and if it is connected to the idea of commercial liberalism. Stay tuned to learn more. To begin, I'd like to outline the history of the Red Cross, its roles and functions, and how it may be connected to the idea of liberalism. Then we can further ascertain the significance of the commercial liberalism and/or Republican liberalism sub-theories to the organization's operation.
And now we'll move on to defining the key terms that will be elaborated further on in the video. International organizations are organizations that include members of more than one country. These countries form a union body to support each other by cooperating in terms of economic, political, environmental, research and scientific aims for humanity. ICRC is an example of a non-governmental organization that aims to improve the lifestyle of communities across the globe. Liberalism is a theory under IR, or international relation, that promotes the idea of resorting to peaceful relations between countries as a way to minimize war and conflict between states in the international system. Commercial liberalism is mainly focused upon global free trade. States aim to exchange goods and services to maximize their own output and build allies within the international arena. Liberals believe that if states cooperate and function for the benefit of each other, then conflicts are minimized and cooperation is encouraged. Hence, wealth is created by all state actors in the process. In this regard, free trade in the international arena promotes trading between states without tariffs, quotas, or sanctions. And Republican liberalism stresses mainly on democratic peace. It supports the idea of freedom and liberty in the international arena. It argues that such governments are more peaceful than non-democracies.
As stated on the ICRC website, the Red Cross was established in 1863 and its sole objective is to ensure protection and assistance for victims of armed conflict and strife. Some of its roles and functions include assisting in gaining access to education, addressing sexual violence, building respect for the law, addressing climate change and conflict, cooperating with national societies, economic security, food security, and to name a few, the ICRC now operates worldwide in no more than 100 countries. Its 7 fundamental principles are: Number 1, humanity. Number 2, impartiality, free from biases. Number 3, neutrality. Number 4, independence. Number 5, voluntary service. Number 6, unity. And number 7, universality. Its mandate stems from the Geneva Conventions of 1949 and its headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland. The ICRC now employs over 20,000 employees. Funding for the organization and operation is mainly derived from government donations and national Red Cross and Red Crescent societies such as the Papua New Guinea Red Cross Society.
In connection to liberalism, liberalism is concerned with the main principles of freedom, democracy, rights, reason, progress and toleration according to Devetak, George and Percy 2017. It is the idea that promotes free trade, laissez-faire economics, and the protection of individual rights such as the freedom to life, liberty, and the security of person, as stated in Article 3 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This definition makes solid connection to the ICRC in that its main focus is upon freedom and rights. This is further supported by the sub-theory of Republican liberalism. As cited by York 2019, Republican liberalism is about democratic peace. Griffiths, O'Callaghan, and Roach suggested that the spread of democracy makes it difficult for elites to take advantage of other classes in a democracy because democratic governments are required to be accountable for their decisions and the citizens of their country. Therefore, commercial liberalism, on the other hand, builds on the definition that liberalism as a whole, but in the context of trading between states. According to Griffiths, O'Callaghan, and Roach, this sub-theory aims to reach trade liberalization where there are few to no barriers to exchanging goods and services between states.
So as you can see, commercial liberalism is concerned with global free trade. Therefore, for this reason, the ICRC does not have any connection to the notion of commercial liberalism in our view, because the ICRC is not a business but a neutral body that is funded by donations from across the globe for humanitarian purposes. Thank you everyone for watching, and that brings us to the end of our first video for this year's assessment task 2. Join us once again as we discuss and outline the difference between Republican liberalism and regulatory or institutional liberalism in connection to the function of ICRC under international organizations.